How Marcus Aurelius Can Teach You the Art of Self-Discipline. 10 Stoic Principles for Personal Mastery. If you're serious about developing unshakable self-discipline, few historical figures can guide you better than Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled from 161 to 180 AD, revered as the last of the 5 good emperors. Aurelius was not only a powerful statesman and military leader, but also a deeply introspective philosopher. Amidst the demands of ruling one of the world's greatest empires, he wrote a series of personal reflections, now collectively known as the Meditations. These writings offer profound insights into human behavior, responsibility, and discipline. Let's explore 10 timeless Stoic principles drawn from Marcus Aurelius' writings that can help you cultivate lasting self-discipline and live with greater purpose and resolve. 1. Begin with purpose. Discipline starts with clarity of intent. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "I have to go to work, as a human being. What do I have to complain of, if I'm going to do what I was born for? Or is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm?" Aurelius believed that every human being was created with a purpose, something unique we are meant to fulfill. Self-discipline, in his view, begins when we align our daily actions with that deeper sense of purpose. When you have a compelling reason to act, discipline becomes less about willpower and more about commitment to your mission. Take the example of needing to change a flat tire on your way to an important meeting. You won't postpone it or dwell on fatigue. You'll do it, because the purpose is urgent and clear. Similarly, when you pursue a goal, whether it's writing, painting, or learning a new skill, discipline becomes a byproduct of meaning. You don't need more motivation or research. You simply begin. You show up. Purpose provides the internal drive, the emotional backbone that turns intentions into actions. If you want to be disciplined, start by defining a reason worth showing up for every single day. 2. Rely on yourself. Discipline is built on inner strength. Aurelius advised, "Turn your desire to stone. Quench your appetites. Keep your mind centered on itself." Once your purpose is clear, the next crucial step is learning to rely on yourself to pursue it. True discipline isn't about waiting for ideal conditions. It's about committing to take consistent, purposeful action regardless of how you feel in the moment. Self-discipline means acting even when you're tired, unmotivated, or overwhelmed. Everything you want to experience, achieve, or become in life hinges on your ability to make yourself take the necessary steps, again and again. To do this effectively, create a structured plan of action. Break large goals into smaller, attainable tasks and set deadlines for each milestone. These mini-milestones will make your goals more manageable, giving you a sense of progress and control. This also reduces the chance of feeling overwhelmed, a state that often leads to procrastination and eventually stagnation. Inaction and inconsistency are the enemies of discipline. The antidote is a plan that keeps you moving forward, no matter how small the steps. 3. Be consistent. Discipline is showing up every day. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You must build up your life action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible, and no one can keep you from this." Even the best purpose and plan are meaningless without consistent effort. One of the primary reasons people fail to achieve their goals is inconsistency. The key to long-term success is not explosive effort, but steady, repeated actions carried out daily. When you show up every day, whether it's for your work, your fitness, or your craft, you build resilience, focus, and endurance. You acclimate your mind to discomfort and begin to enjoy the process, not just the outcome. Understand that failure is part of the journey. Missing a workout, skipping a task, or having an unproductive day doesn't define your character. What matters most is your ability to bounce back. A bad day doesn't have to become a bad week, and a bad week doesn't have to turn into a lost year. Each morning is a new beginning. As Aurelius implied, you must wake up and choose to act, regardless of yesterday. Consistency is what transforms effort into habit, and habit into excellence. 4. Embrace voluntary hardship. Train yourself for life's challenges. Marcus Aurelius believed in strengthening the soul through deliberate challenges. He wrote, "We should discipline ourselves in small things, and from there progress to things of greater value." And I'm not saying that you can't complain, only don't complain with your whole being. One powerful way to train self-discipline is through voluntary hardship, intentionally introducing manageable discomfort into your daily life. These small acts of self-denial help you build mental toughness, making you more capable of handling unexpected hardships in the future. This might mean taking cold showers, fasting occasionally, going without your phone for a day, or sleeping on the floor. It could be walking in the rain without a jacket or giving away possessions you don't need. By choosing to endure discomfort, you're teaching yourself that your comfort does not control you. Over time, you learn that you can withstand much more than you think. Discipline, after all, is about choosing what is difficult when it serves your growth. 5. Control what you can. Practice the dichotomy of control. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. The final cornerstone of discipline is learning to focus only on what lies within your control. External events, delays, criticism, mistakes, or other people's behavior are inevitable. But your reaction to those events is entirely within your power. When your focus is scattered by frustration over things you cannot change, your discipline is compromised. Instead, apply the Stoic principle known as the dichotomy of control, a concept shared by the philosopher Epictetus. Distinguish between what you can and cannot control, and let go of the rest. When you stop resisting what is outside your influence and redirect your energy inward, toward your actions, thoughts, and choices, you regain your agency. You cultivate inner stability, which is the foundation of all lasting discipline. 6. Never play the victim. Marcus Aurelius once advised, "Do your job without whining." It's a simple, yet powerful directive, and a direct assault on one of the greatest enemies of self-discipline, the victim mentality. How often do we hear phrases like, "That's just how I am," "My upbringing didn't prepare me," "Everyone else is doing it, so why not me?" These aren't just statements, they are escape routes. Excuses disguised as truths. They allow us to justify our stagnation and avoid the discomfort of change. But as Aurelius teaches, self-discipline starts where excuses end. Taking ownership of your actions, decisions, and reactions is the foundation of resilience. No matter your circumstances, the path forward begins with accepting full responsibility for what is within your control. You might not have chosen your starting point, but the direction you go from here, that's yours alone. Mental toughness is forged in those moments when you resist the urge to blame others and instead say, "This may not be my fault, but it is my responsibility." Only by assuming responsibility for your life can you begin to cultivate discipline and shape a more purposeful future. 7. Practice delayed gratification. In a moment of reflection, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "So you were born to feel nice, instead of doing things and experiencing them." In this line, he challenges a common human tendency, the craving for comfort, for pleasure, for immediate satisfaction. But true discipline asks a different question. What are you willing to postpone today in service of something greater tomorrow? This is the essence of delayed gratification, the ability to resist short-term temptations in pursuit of long-term goals. Imagine you're attending a holiday gathering filled with delicious foods. You're on a health journey. Do you indulge, sabotaging weeks of progress for a few fleeting bites? Or do you exercise restraint, choosing a salad over sweets because you're focused on something more meaningful, your health, confidence, and energy? Self-discipline is not about denying yourself joy. It's about redefining joy. It's about understanding that some rewards are richer, deeper, and longer-lasting than what's immediately available. Every time you choose discipline over indulgence, you train your mind to act on principle, not impulse. And over time, this becomes second nature, the cornerstone of inner strength. 8. Ignore naysayers. Marcus Aurelius offered timeless advice when he said, "When another blames you or hates you, or people voice similar criticisms, look into their soul and see what kind of person they are. You will see there is no reason to be disturbed." In the pursuit of self-discipline, and, indeed, any form of personal growth, you will encounter resistance. Not just from within, but from others. These are the naysayers, those who criticize, question, or even mock your efforts. Sometimes they are strangers. Other times, painfully, they are friends, co-workers, or even family. Their doubts might stem from fear, insecurity, or simple resistance to change, their own or yours. But here's the truth: you do not need their permission to evolve. You must learn to differentiate between meaningful feedback and mere noise. Constructive criticism from someone who genuinely wants to see you grow is a gift. But unsolicited opinions from people who neither share your values nor understand your vision, they deserve no room in your mind. Your self-discipline thrives in solitude, not in the sense of isolation, but in being grounded enough to trust your own direction. Reclaim your mental real estate. Stop renting space to those whose only contribution is doubt. 9. Find wise people to emulate. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It will even do to socialize with men of good character in order to model your life on theirs, whether you choose someone living or someone from the past." Self-discipline, while deeply personal, is rarely cultivated in a vacuum. One of the most powerful accelerators of your growth is proximity to wisdom, surrounding yourself with those who live with intention, purpose, and virtue. These mentors or role models don't need to be physically present. You can study the lives of those who came before, philosophers, scientists, leaders, artists, and learn from the paths they walked, the struggles they endured, the sacrifices they made, the discipline they practiced. Ask yourself, who is already doing what I want to do? Who has mastered the habit I wish to develop? What routines, mindsets, or philosophies do they follow? Once you identify them, go deeper. Read their words. Watch their behaviors. Seek patterns. If possible, engage with them. Ask questions. And most importantly, apply what you learn. Self-discipline often begins as imitation before it matures into personal mastery. Let their example be your blueprint. 10. Honestly review your day. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "These are the characteristics of the rational soul: self-awareness, self-examination, and self-determination. It reaps its own harvest. It succeeds in its own purpose." To become disciplined, one must first become aware. And awareness is not a passive quality. It must be cultivated through intentional reflection. Each night offers a golden opportunity to examine your day with honesty and compassion. Not to judge yourself, but to understand yourself. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where did I falter? And why? When was my self-discipline tested? What did I learn from my actions or inactions? How can I improve tomorrow? This practice of evening retrospection is powerful. It trains you to move through your days with more mindfulness because you know you'll be accountable to yourself each evening. Over time, your awareness sharpens. Your discipline strengthens. But remember, be kind to yourself. As Seneca advised, forgive your mistakes. Don't spiral into shame. The goal is growth, not perfection. Reflect on your wins. Acknowledge your efforts. Celebrate the small victories. Gratitude and self-compassion are not the enemies of discipline. They are its allies. Conclusion: the Stoic path to self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, lived amidst war, loss, political chaos, and personal suffering. And yet, he built a life governed by principle, not emotion. Duty, not desire. Clarity, not chaos. From finding your purpose and committing to small daily actions, to embracing discomfort and rising above distractions, his writings provide a roadmap for anyone seeking to cultivate discipline in a world of endless temptation. Discipline is not a punishment, it is a freedom. It liberates you from the tyranny of impulse, the prison of procrastination, and the weight of regret. If you found value in this journey through Stoic wisdom, explore more through our Stoicism playlist. And for deeper insights into success, happiness, and self-mastery, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Thank you for watching.